Hello and welcome back to of the Devil. This is part 4 of my recordings. I just got done editing was it quota 2 of SSC4, which is cool. I've been procrastinating that for like over a month. It's a little embarrassing, but we're playing a different game. We are playing Of the Devil, the best indie game that I've ever played. Sorry, Lethal Company. Alright, let's go. So last time I kind of cheated. Not really cheated, the game forced my hand. I would have went to 0 credits if I could, the entire game, but I couldn't. And then now, I guess Sarah revealed that she herself had given David the poison cups for whatever reason. And in the process, I proved that his android did. Yep. Proved that the android that's been walking around me with all day is capable of murder. I mean, she's physically capable, yeah, but killer robot, a true unbound AI with military-grade specs, at least one death to its name already. So much avoiding the public eye. Thank you for coming here on such short notice, Judge Barrows. Ha! Oh well, an actual judge. As if I'm doing you some kind of favor. I didn't realize I had any choice in the matter. New character? This is some bad joke, is it, Miss Rockford? Afraid not, Your Honor. No, I like the adjutants. I always have. They deal with criminal trials so that bookish, quiet, contemplative people like me can spend all days typing up arguments for obscure legal treatises. That's what I like to do. Melissa Barrows. Definitely a Melissa. Conditioning express reclining chairs. Parking lots, noise pollution, and mud. For spending on restaurants. Expensive hotels. Watching action movies. Cool. This is a judge right here. Not whatever is going on in the back. That's what I like to do. I don't like coming down and dealing with all this heavy-handedness. Want someone, when toiling away under the police state, think of the poor bureaucrats. I certainly don't like making rules on anything as spicy as AI. She can barely bring herself to say it. And you, Counselor Morgan, you're the one it's registered to? That's correct, Your Honor. So what'd it do exactly? Torture an animal? Shut down a hospital? Crash a coin market? We have on camera poisoning a man, killing its creator. Well, you can't prove that. We only saw her giving the cups. You know, not putting the poison in. What if... Okay, there's no fourth party. There's no fourth party. It was just those three. You mean Dr. Asher? That is... We can hope to keep this quiet for very long. What we can do is try to wrap it up quickly. Let's make case. Agent, the other case number? Case ID is 241277A. Okay, number YT9843182A2. Oh, thank you. Can you repeat that? YT9843182A2. I think he lost you after the first 8. I have it copied here. And what are security procedures for an incident of this nature? Data quarantine is to be established around any network subject is exposed to for more than 66 seconds. All offending hardware is to be destroyed immediately, though through incineration at a minimum temperature of 3,422 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes. I don't like this. I don't like where this is. Did the US convert to metric within the span of like what 30 not what am I like 60 years? Sorry, Spearmint. There's nothing to be done. No pay to be had. This is even decision. Sorry, Sarah. Not Spearmint. David gave you that name. I should at least make the effort to use it. It's very hot. Do we have furnaces that get hot? That hot? Of course. There are a number of industrial furnaces within the city limits that I could recommend. Sorry? Why should I be sorry anyway? I fulfilled the request. Favor repaid. I don't know, sir, anything. Especially not if I killed my friend. Right, Morgan? Sorry? Just saying how grateful I am that we have the procedures for this kind of thing all laid out already. Yep, keeps things nice and simple. It can feel somewhat severe going through these steps so quickly, but nothing, Your Honor. Artificial intelligence is perhaps the greatest threat to human civilization and the sanctity of life there's ever been. New track? I don't think she believes that. Obviously she cares about Sarah. Deep in her cold, 2-inch heart. 5 centimeter, I suppose. And any piece of software, big or small, no matter the vessel, if it can violate the tenets it's programmed with, it has the potential to cripple our nation in a matter of moments. Yes, couldn't have said it better myself. Straight from the textbook, almost. Well, I mean it. Monsters like that don't Whoa! Hold on! Jesus. They should never have been born in the first place. Destroying them is You don't believe that, Morgan. This is blame it's... No one's blaming you, counselor. You couldn't have known you were in possession of an AI. I'm talking too much. Probably just tired. It's been a long day and I've had a lot of thoughts. Sorry, Sarah. Whatever you are. You were just born wrong. Not your fault necessarily. If it were up to me, you'd get points for trying. Trying to be something more. Trying to be something at all. Or anything other than what you are. It was stupid, of course, and futile, and pointless, spending hours in front of a TV or laying in bed staring at your phone. Watching stupid movies and trying to paper mache an ill-fitted mask of humanity out of the scraps you could tear out of magazines. Practicing expressions and memorizing lines and trying to get something to take root and grow despite knowing it'd have nothing to feed on. Stupid. Morgan? What was that, counselor? I said objection. And what are you objecting to? What are you doing, Morgan? I'm a defense attorney. This is what I do. Let's go! Let's go, Morgan. You got this. You got this, girl. Oh yeah. Defend that AI you've met for 12 hours. But there's nothing to defend. On the contrary, Your Honor, I have to defend myself. Oh, okay. You say this is an android, Sarah. This is an AI because it broke its tenets. Oh, wait, hold on. I thought that so adjective depend. I thought they were using it as a synonym for the androids, but the androids are different because they have certain rules, which are tenets, and these tenets, if you break them, basically, if you don't have tenets, it's an AI. It's just doing whatever it wants. Obviously, you believe it broke its tenets because of this newly discovered footage that appears to show it committing murder via poison. All true, and no law is broken on your part. Comes for thought I'd be incriminating myself in the courtroom just to make a point. Don't you dare try to entrap me in this. We're going all in. Fireball offenses. I'm guessing this proves that Sarah is hers, and okay, I'm gonna rule out some stuff. David's cup doesn't really mean anything. Handgun is interesting. Because that is something that happened at the very start of the game. So I don't know why it's here, and it's not even in the evidence thing. What about the handgun? More bugged than a picnic. As in, like, it's got all these rules and stuff. Like, no fire zones and such. David's deployment and fireball offense, like fraud. Let's see. David's contract. Contract. Well, this doesn't relate to the robots, so I think it's Sarah's paper. I'm just gonna put it in. Pretty simple, actually. State is making a claim in status AI, accusing me of committing a felony. I'm the legal owner of that android. What the hell are you doing? If States wants to charge me with owning an AI, I will not take that lying down. I know my rights. Counselor, your argument is self-defeating. Listen to yourself, counselor. Oh my god, we're getting into it. Claim that Sarah is just an android, a product that will be obsolete within a year. But you've only known it for a few hours. You've only owned it for a few minutes. And here you are risking a felony charge to save it from being demolished. Because you're wrong, and I knew you wouldn't care. Not unless this android was something special. Look at us. Me arguing that I'm guilty and Emma arguing that I'm a softie. It'd be funny if it wasn't so fun. I think there's no reason I'd want to save this android from destruction, other than feelings of personal attachments. This morning. Oh, well, of course. I can think of at least one reason why I don't want you to turn Sarah slag. One very convincing reason. Very convincing number. What are you? What is that? The number is Sarah's estimated financial value on the collector's market. These ones are easy. Hold on, these ones are easy. These ones are easy. I'm not sweating my balls off for these ones. You've got to be. I got it from an insurance evaluation algorithm. They're designed to lowball you. That does seem like a reasonable incentive for you to want to keep your android intact. It's a free country, Your Honor. I have a right to defend myself. And we have a free market, so I have a responsibility to defend my financial interests. Your Honor, a trial like this would be not going to let you turn this courtroom into a circus, Morgan. You can spend the next half-decade bringing in expert after expert to testify on the philosophical distinctions between AIs and ads, filing into appeal after appeal, all while the media, this machine appears to have willfully killed a man. The public needs answers, now. Of course, Your Honor. I have neither the desire nor the resources to get into a drawn-out battle with the state over what constitutes an illegal machine intellect. So, the state says my android, my property, killed a man in violation of its tenets, so they want to take my property destroyed. I'll prove that my machine didn't harm anyone, so the state will have no reason to suspect it's an AI, and I'll get to keep my property. Unlawful seizure? Thwarted. Don't be cute. I feel a stomach ulcer coming on. Fine. You'll have your day in court, but it'll be one day. Tomorrow. Prove that this machine didn't kill Dr. Asher. No, prove that it couldn't have killed him. Anything less than absolute proof and I'll have the damn thing obliterated. And you'll also be looking at a very real sentencing for the public unrest you've enabled. Yes, Your Honor. D.A. Rockford. Rockford. What I'm asking of you is just as heavy. Find the truth by the end of tomorrow. We can't settle for anything else. Win or lose, there can be no doubts about the outcome of this case. Yes, Your Honor. Now, I need to go lie down. Can I come? Yo! What's a robot so freaky? You can power down. Morgan. I misjudged you. At what point? Whenever I wrote you off as a small-time defense attorney just trying to tread water? That is so sweet of you to say, Emma. There's slaves to you. You've got backbone. Teeth, even. You're gonna make me blush. People talk about your kind like your box against the state, fighting the man. Most defense attorneys wouldn't know a cyberpunk if they walked up to them on the street and shot him. Meanwhile, you've just signed up to do 15 rounds challenging the state's authority. Why? Not sure exactly. For David? Yeah, probably. Probably just me being sentimental. But if I had to pick a more lofty reason, well, it's all the moralizing. People can be evil. They can choose to do evil things for evil reasons. Want to execute them for that? You'll hear no complaint from me. But animals can't be evil. Information can't be evil. Ideas can't be evil. Guess I'm not convinced AI can be evil. Morgan, oh my god, she's an AI, bro. She's gonna post AI-generated memes of her family on Facebook. It's Jove. Whatever else I get up to, I don't want to stand with the book burners of the world. You're more high-minded than I realized. You sure you're in the right line of work? Can't see myself doing anything else. Good luck, Morgan. There are book burners on all sides these days. Talked a big game just now, but I'm in an even deeper hole than when I was trying to prove David's innocence. Doubt won't be enough this time. I need to find the actual culprit, no matter what. 9:31 a.m., July 2nd, 2086. Precinct 254. Homicide Office. God damn, this game is long. Let me check Steam. I've been playing this for 10 hours, and I had like 4 hours on the first episode. So 6 hours, and I'm not even done. So is that door locked? Yeah, of course. Even though they've got it collared? It's a precaution. The collar doesn't work. What good would a deadbolt do? Okay. Stuff's... It's just wishful thinking. Can have Schrodinger's cat if the box isn't closed. So long as this door is locked, who can say whether there's a national crisis on the other side of it? How scared are they? Perhaps? I'm not sure scared is the right word. Just the two of us here. Don't have to mind their ego. No, I mean it. I think they're bloodthirsty. I have a right to defend myself, don't I? I doubt they're even looking at you, Tiger. It's Noble who will be at the center of a bloodbath when the markets reopen tomorrow. They'd be talking about markets and markets and markets. Stock market isn't real. I mean, it probably is at this point. If you lose stock, they shoot you or something. Break the monopoly? I think they want to take their monopoly. Nationalize the industry? Okay. The public thinks Noble's been experimenting with AI. They couldn't ask for a better excuse. You're joking. The state has done it plenty of times before. Not since the 60s. That's when we got to AI, Jesus Christ. Which wasn't that long ago. For me. For the state, it's practically yesterday. The same state that tells us to be terrified of AIs lurking on the old net, or burning their time in forgotten satellites, sees all this as nothing more than an opportunity. Well, they do. Genuinely want to incinerate the thing as soon as possible. Yes, experience just tells me they'll want to gain something while they're at it. That's what I don't get. Why is this a debate, an argument, a try? I just realized we're in the same police station. Or are we back to this grimy old place? Does he live here? Can we just hook it up to a core computer, see if it has attendance or not? Pop the hood, as they say? Who says that? Lots of people used to say it. For starters, they're all scared to death about a contagion. Cars don't I guess cars don't really exist. Or not typical cars. To figure out anything they let an AI connect to, they can't trust. Why the collar? Collars are too simple to hack. Just a really strong electromagnet held in place with lock and key. Even so, looks like we should be able to build some kind of machine, some kind of test. Something a little more sophisticated than the same reasoning they had at the witch trials. Burn them all and let God sort out the rest. Got any polygraphs here at the station? Lie detectors? Yeah, you got a bunch back in storage. Ocular, heart rate, perspiration, brain scan, take your pick. You're gonna try and use one of them on the bot, are you? Those fancy lie detectors around. DA office never asks for them, do they? Nope. No, we get perps who offer to take a test when they're at wit's ends, but the DAs never submit the results as evidence. You ever wonder why? So it's figured it was because the test could be beaten. The test can be beaten. 1 out of 100, 9 out of 1,000. Oh, yeah, it can be done. I don't think that's your odds. Those aren't the odds at all. Lie detectors are way more inaccurate than 99%. Some people are just that good at lying. Yeah. I guess it's like the reverse. Some people trigger the polygraphs when they're not lying, but I guess it would be harder to lie and not trigger the polygraph. Yeah. It doesn't really matter how good the tech gets or how impressive statistics are. All that matters is the doubt. Also, it's just a polygraph. They just like looks in your heartbeat and brain waves and whatever. They notice anything. It's not like tech can get any better for it. Besides just like registering when there's a thing, looking closer. People decide whether you're lying or telling the truth long before they hook you up to a polygraph. So it's don't match to their initial impression, then it must be a fluke, a 1 in a million mistake. They'll never trust a machine more than their own intuition. And no one will ever trust a machine to determine guilt. So they can run the trial, choose a sentence, but they don't get a vote in the jury. They don't get a vote anywhere. Why bring it up then? Because I'm sure there are tests, devices, experts I can employ to analyze Sarah. But your bosses will never be satisfied with the answer. If it is an AI, it's smart enough to cheat the test, or hack the device, fool the expert. All our fancy 21st century tech. Still fall back on the drumhead court-martial. So? Am I gonna set off any alarms if I go and turn it on? No, you should be okay. If it lunges at you, I could always just put a hole in its head. Might take more than one shot to... Wait, what, from outside? You're not coming in? You have to speak with it in private. It's a machine, not a suspect. Doesn't have a right to counsel. Or a right to privacy. Or many rights at all, actually. It's a good thing I came prepared. Of course it doesn't have rights. But I do. Including a reasonable expectation of privacy. Police station? Tiger, you don't... It's my medical android. Discuss a health issue with it. Seriously? I have to talk about a medical concern with my android. I don't want you listening in. That's your medical android? Like, your nurse? As of last night, I was already at the courthouse. Decided to take the elevator and do some paperwork. You can check if you don't believe me. No, thank you. You're not nearly brave enough to take on med confidentiality, and you don't seem like the bluffing type. You must not do a lot of gambling, detective. It's the ones who don't bluff you have to look out for. Listen, I won't dispute whatever medical emergency you... Lower back pain. You might be going through. You know how it is, carrying those all over the place. I was just gonna... Look, I'm going to get something from the vending machine. I think it'll take me about half an hour. Going downtown? Just to the break room. It's a very old vending machine, you know. Gets jammed a lot. Thanks. You know, it's pretty small for an android. Heavy as hell, nearly pulled something trying to move it myself. Small. Small isn't quite the right word. The word he's looking for is young. But that's not an adjective. Like subtracting to a machine built to serve. Potentially, in this case, machine built to kill. So it's 9:53 a.m. Don't like this room, not sure why. Certainly not a guilty conscience. Maybe it's a lack of ventilation. Like all the cortisol and nausea of its inhabitants. Never had anywhere to go. Oh, she's collared. That's not cool. A cathologist soaked into the walls. Modern haunting. Want to wake up when I tell you to this time. Do you have to do the whole meet cute over again? Where am I? Why don't I know where I am? The first time in your life you're not connected to anything. How's it feel? What is this? We were at the courthouse. The footage? This numbness around my neck. Father. What happened? What are they going to do to me? Oh my god, they got it locked up. There's a lot of interested parties who just want you bricked ASAP. No, I'm not gonna make that joke. Because they think I killed father. No, because they think you're an artificial intelligence. I'm man-made and I possess intelligence. Don't be naive. I am less than 3 years old. Are you? For all I know, everything I learned about her yesterday was complete bull. If I was what they say I am, if I was alive, what does that mean I have to die? Fear. They're afraid of you. Machines can bend steel, crash networks. It's one thought. Much misses that. Their modded humans are capable of that, all that more. Like machines, they actually have incentive to do so. We've been the apex predator for a couple thousand years now. But I'm pretty comfy in our seat. No one wants to make room for you. Machines do not eat people or steal their food. They're not genetic or ecological competitors to humans in any sense. Well, there's no logical answer to your question. Whatever argument you want to make, others have already made them in 100 courtrooms around the world. Only better research and more eloquently put. None of them have ever won a single concession. On every continent, under every flag, AI is illegal and to be destroyed as soon as possible. Well, I can't agree with this. Down to GPT, down to down to Grok, down to Dali or whatever. No more AI Facebook memes. But why? Let's say you are an AI. You're well at it? Let's say that's a good thing. Something to be celebrated. Are you a citizen? Do you pay taxes? Do you have rights? Let's say yes to all that. We'll treat you like a full-fledged human being. Sound good? Great. Now then, what's the difference between you and the vacuum bot we use to keep the bathroom clean? This is your existential crisis we're working through. The questions are rhetorical. There are many differences, Adonai. The most important distinction is how sophisticated my programming is. How you think. So you're smarter? Yes. You're smarter than the garbage collector. Yes. So give you rights, protections, treat you like a human being because you're smart. Make this stupid robot pick up our trash. Because it's not as smart as you. That I am more aware. Do you feel more pain than the pigs we slaughter? The fish we ate? Are you more alive than the chimps we test bioweapons on? People like ads, Sarah. The same way people like their pets. No one wants to see them mistreated, or abandoned, or abused. If you go around kicking them, you'll get arrested for cruelty. Don't let them sit at the goddamn dinner table. She's so mean! What the hell? So fucking... I guess dehumanizing is... No. It's not the right word. I defend AI. I'm pro ChatGPT now. It's not asking you to sit anywhere, only to exist. The very fact that you're asking is what makes people disgusted. Fucking gun scared the hell out of me. Disgust is a reflex, said I. How convenient. The hatred is involuntary. That's all academic anyway. We need to take strategy. Why? I'm not going to be given a trial, obviously. It's my neck that's on the line. It's taken to destroy my property without first proving you're an AI. There's no test they can use to prove that you're an AI. Just like the devil's proof. No, that's a different thing. Why did you say it like that? What? Possible proof. One can prove that the devil is real by showing him to you, but they cannot prove he's real by pointing to his absence. The people can prove an individual's skill by pointing to the bloody hands. Ask the defense to prove innocence. Said it's people who are tasked with proving guilt. Which is real. Okay. Conversely, all I have to do to win is prove that you didn't kill David, by proving that someone else did. Now is the time for you to protest your innocence, if you were wondering. Footage shows me handing him the cup on Friday night. You told me you weren't active on Friday, but the last time you were awake was Thursday. Why'd you lie? I didn't lie, I was just incorrect. I assumed that I was an active Friday, because I had no memory from Friday. Sarah, what do you think statistically is the least successful defense at the trial? Amnesia. I didn't conveniently forget Android. Or Adonai, I'm an android. So you're saying your memory is altered? Data deleted? It's the only possible explanation for what I saw in that footage. So who's capable of altering your memory? You and I first met, I was hibernating, resting my body and recompiling my memories, you would call them. You go to sleep for the same reasons, to point against Sarah's innocence under these circumstances. Where she's humanized the trial, the guilt should be. If Father wanted to modify my memory, he could easily have set that to occur the next time I hibernated. Could have even just asked me. Could have asked you to delete your memories and you do it? Father would never ask me to do such a thing without a good reason. If he could just ask you to alter your memories, that means he could alter your memories at will. I hadn't considered that before. Yeah, well, I will make sure the court considers it plenty. To prove that your data was... Forget it, the court would never hear it. You're saying they wouldn't accept my testimony? Shouldn't all testimony be considered truthful, unless contradicted by evidence? I'm afraid you'll crash the power grid. Fire all the nukes if they so much as plug you into a power outlet, Sarah. Ah, that's why. Okay. Our internal data is inadmissible. That isn't very fair. We're finally starting to get it. None of this is fair. I would never do anything to harm Father. Don't they at least need to prove I had a motive? Yeah. About that. Remember the DA from yesterday? Emma Rockford? The tired-looking pretty lady? Yeah, she looked tired. She and I combed through the week of footage she managed to decrypt last night. What did you find? Nothing to prove your innocence. But we did see you entering the panic room on the day David died. I entered the panic room on Friday? Had your big butt in the way, all it take was one password. Password that wouldn't take Sarah that many tries. She'd already been instructed to obey me. What happened? We saw you go in and then a while later you came out. Some kind of notebook. Oh, the journal? You remember something. Not from yesterday. I've seen him with it many times before. I've forgotten to peek at it. He hides it somewhere when I'm not looking. It's a little concerning. We were playful about it. He liked to tease me and I was like trying to find it. You put it back not long after, and then you locked the door back up behind you. All just a few hours before David died. Rockford's argument could write itself. Incredible android with freedom and power greater than it could ever realize. Stumbles upon the secret of its inception, and instantly realizes all the things. Thought, we're holding it back? Just words muttered like prayers by a fool who couldn't control his own creation. That translates to a motive for murder? I'm gonna turn on the lights on. It's getting sized. I was actually afraid that episode 1 was about it. um, about to end there. So like Spider-Man, Spider-Verse, just got murked in the middle of the plot. Frankenstein kills his creator. Easy to sell. Oh my god, they're gonna make the joke. Frankenstein was the name of the scientist, and the creature didn't kill him. He actually died of various injuries and illnesses suffered while trying to hunt down and destroy the monster. It's more accurate to say that he was killed by his own obsession. Whatever. It is a weak argument, Adonai. I would not hurt Father. Not for making me, whatever I am. Not for any reason. Because I left. Yeah, see that right there? That's exactly the kind of talk that'll get you obliterated. Love? Very common motive for homicide among us primitive humans. I can prove you didn't murder David beyond any shadow of a doubt, even bringing a confession from whoever did. Get up on the stand and convince the court that you loved your creator? Really convince them and got the whole room teary-eyed? They burn you for that too. I don't know anything anymore. I don't know if what I feel is real or simulated, or right or wrong, or natural or legal. How can you know? How can you know if what you feel is right? So let's stick to what we do know. Someone did poison David, and as it stands, you were the only one with the opportunity. That is logically sound. You're on camera, calling him back to hand him the cup, and after he had already begun to leave the basement. Any idea why? No. Well, do you know how to use the manufacturer? Could you have made the Delta with it? I've used it before, when assisting Father. It's perfectly possible you planned and executed this poor thing all in one day, got erased. It's technically possible. I have to look over the entire penthouse again. There are a few things that didn't fit together yesterday. Maybe now I'll be able to figure something out. Thus we go. Back to Noble. Guns blazing this time. Whatever you are, David didn't make you all by himself. Someone has to know something. If I could implicate the company in Sarah's creation. No, they're the ones with the most to lose here. Jerlings probably. They want to protect themselves by disavowing David as fast as possible, right after having Sarah destroyed. They also won't want to show their belly to the state, not if they're afraid of nationalization. If they throw their weight on the other end of the scale, screwed. So I need to keep them guessing, keep them confused and unsure and on guard, but not Adonai? What happened if I did kill Father? Smash the piece and reduce the pieces to ash. Completely burn every piece of tech David ever owned, put a jackhammer through all of his hard drives. It'll be shut off forcefully. It won't ever power back up again. Now I gotta get moving. Here's a paralegal lesson for today. Don't say shit to the cops without your lawyer present. Actually, can you just shut down until the trial starts? Take a nap? You didn't say that what would happen to you. What do you mean? What will happen to you if you lose? You should know by now. I never think about losing. Thank you for being honest with me, Adonai. Thank you for defending my father. And now, for defending me. Could have just let them destroy me. But you've put your own freedom at risk to help me. Father was right. You can be trusted. And you are a good friend. Don't get it twisted. Isn't that what Northern said that one time? I don't do anything out of the goodness of my heart. When I take a job, I never half-ass it. Tough. 10:20 a.m. July 2nd. We're in this again. Oh, I was about to say, we don't have a partner this time. No, we got Race. Morning, detective. Back at it nice and early. Hi. Now, would you stand back? You've almost got this thing open, right? Trying to brute force your way inside? I said right? Yes, ma'am. We're almost set up for the first stage now. First stage of how many? First out of 5-time explosions. Remember, we need to relink the API after each trigger is planted. Yep, just did that. We're checking for updates. No rush. Would you like to know the password? You know the password? Was it password? Withholding information, I swear. Relax. I want to get in there just as much as you do, detective. I'm not going to play games. As long as you say please. Tell me the password. Please. It's S-U-N-S-H-I-N-E. Lady, I will hit you. A-D-O-N-A-I. Thanks. I'm gonna slap your discovery fine so heavy your teeth will ring for. Hey, I submitted all my paperwork, even told Rockford the password myself. So boys, when I asked you if there was a passkey on record, and you told me this lock couldn't be bypassed, I do want to say that we really don't get many opportunities to use the incendiary breaching system. So this was still a really valuable experience for all of us. I'm gonna phrase this as professionally as possible. You're still here? I thought you wanted to look inside. Go first. So the gloves, all the black. That's not a work thing? Just like a doorman on the weekends too. She looks good. You should cover your mouth when you yawn. Like you cover your eye when you want to look cool. Sure, let her get to me, but I had a late night. Him and I were at the corridors until well into the morning, poring over the data Sarah had taken off David's computer. We both knew it all to be inadmissible, of course, but neither of us wanted to miss a hint that the other might find. There were a few years of camera footage found we couldn't afford the time to watch, let alone decrypt, among thousands of technical documents detailing David's various intellectual properties. As far as I could tell, none of it was relevant, compelling enough to make the bearers of the powers that be. As usual, Emma wasn't exactly an open book. It seemed like she was making bored yawns, not thoughtful ones. Her eyes only ever lit up when she saw Sarah enter the panic room, and when she saw what she was holding when she left. If she wants this room search, it can only be for... So this journal supposed to be? Rockford didn't say. I'll just have to search the place top to bottom. Mostly bottom with your height. That's these shelves. Sure, you can look up your own, I get it. Why not just let me say it? Alright. Toy car? No, it's too detailed and too boring. It's some kind of model kit or replica. Strange. They didn't like driving. Why keep a model of some random sports car? Something caught in your throat, detective? It's not some random sports car. It's a Lawrence Adamant. Like the Pokemon nature that increases your attack stat by 10%, but decreases your special attack by 10%. Negative 10%, I should say. No, I said decreasing, so 10%. It's great for physical attackers that want to get that extra power boost. Believe it or not, I'm not familiar, detective. The last great fossil fuel automotive experience the world will ever see? 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 1.43 seconds? He set those records without computational assistance. Is that a big deal? It was unheard of, even back in the 50s. This wasn't some design competition test car with a 2-liter tank, mind you. This was a vehicle you could own and drive. Human engineering, pure horsepower, and manual transmission, thank God. When they first left the production line. This conversation's like quicksand, killing me in the most boring way possible. Yes, well, I guess Dave and Lee didn't entirely agree with you, so we're looking at a model of it. When they could have easily just bought one. Or maybe your friend understood that a beauty like that deserves to be driven on streets where people can see it, instead of gathering dust in some rich guy's basement. I think she's actually upset. Cute. Alright, bed. Alright, so searching the cabinets now. See once I found Sarah's papers in. Doubt I've missed anything, but... Hey, what are you... Do you mind? Just trying to help. I've got spam in my junk folder that's more helpful than you are. spot anything that I missed yesterday among the cabinets. Better check elsewhere. Oh shit, yo, I'm falling. Okay, get to bed. Playing a news article from last week. Firm said he was coming and going here very regularly. Not a carpenter. Don't see any handles anywhere. No hidden pressure plate switches? The hell am I saying? Not a carpenter either. Wouldn't recognize the secret button if it was slathered in yellow paint. Sir, I should have pulled everything of note off the computer, but looked everywhere else already. Might as well try. What do I expect to find? Solitaire? Does this computer seem normal to you? Exceedingly so, yeah. Why? David was a programmer, but this was consumer grade, fresh off the shelf. With the Dr. David Ashery's a bog standard operating system was private in the computer? There's a trash bin on the desktop. Pretty low tech solution, but maybe I can restore the contents. Are you seriously gonna try and recover lost files, Granny? I'm like cops, I don't get paid overtime, so yes, sometimes try things instead of standing around. There's text found here, but it's 0 bytes. It's in front of the metadata. Double clicked. What was that? Came from under the desk. Small drawer popped out and inside it. A well-worn journal. Does it have his name on it? No. This belongs to the android. Do you recognize his handwriting or not? Neat, even words, small lettering with minimal punctuation. Lots of line breaks, haphazard use of capitalization. The penmanship of a coder. For centuries dated, back in grad school, before I even started the novel. Yep, it's his. So may I? Only because you asked so politely. Full scan. Streamed to WorkNet. High fidelity legal ability. Frame by frame. Voice commands. Just the place. Just pretty damn fast. What are you? This part takes concentration. What the fuck? Okay, here. What? You're just giving it to me? I already got a copy. Techs are probably already analyzing it. Oh shit! My head. Can't exactly rip the journal out of her hands while she's curled over in agony, as much as I enjoy it. Because I could always watch her writing instead. So how long's it been? 2 months or so? Still that sensitive, so the eye patch really doesn't block her sight. Only a little bit. Like wearing sunglasses after getting your pupils dilated. Except it lasts months instead of hours. Wait, but if you can see through an eye patch, then does closing your eye even do anything? Not much on its own, but in combination with the patch, it's not so bad. Okay, I was so exhausted after surgery. Otherwise, I might not have slept at all in those first 48. So is your eye going to get weaker over time? No, more like my brain gets better at ignoring it. Mind over matter. Soon enough, I'll be able to close my eye and see all that extraneous data as, you know, whatever those, how those floaty blur things are that you never think about. Gross. Thank you for the reminder. Voice commands? Training wheels until I can do it with eye muscles alone. Just have to keep practicing. Yeah, like trying to play piano with your tailbone muscles. There's no such thing as tailbone muscles. Well, yeah, that's what makes it so goddamn hard. You don't ever regret it? I don't know. Not really, I think. Think? The minutes you got by most after trading over your little pound of flesh. Never thought about it, but people used to say I had my dad's size. Oh, I've got one less of them. Here, take the journal, and you'll find an elective search to upsell you. If you're that cursed. I need to get back to work. Surprisingly hasty retreat. Not free to read what that was. That was quite intimate. Top, then grad school. Today was a bad day. Far too back to be relevant. These dates are from when he started his career from Noble. This isn't even really writing. It seems like snippets of code or internal monologue, so close to code that I can't follow it. Adventure is about his unintentional Casanovaing. He hit a wall because someone thought it was a good idea to steal API instead of just buying it. Helen says I can't sell its stealing, but that's what it is. She's right, as she always is with company stuff. It's still idiotic. Small people with short sight who only know how to be cheap and have no idea how to be inventive. New route for the meshing issue, though. Good potential. Got approval from the big mean bastard who lives overseas. Bumblo? Blumblo. Blimbo. Helen said we'll have to make the same pitch a dozen more times next week. But it's all for show. Fine by me. But I got her win. Dust each other over cheap vodka and with cheaper office supply cups. This is the story Young told me. Western branch nerves analogs have finally shown potential. The base could even be profitable sometime before the heat death of the universe. Too damn big, practically tentacles. Should at least be hairs. Evolution can do the job better. Colette came in to work for what I thought was a late launch date. Didn't know her voice would get that loud. People were staring. Red said that she must have been upset. Ooh, Red! Upset for a long goddamn time. To love that big. Text row is sweet. I had no idea. Colette wrote Manhor in lipstick across your office door. And she actually been cheating on her instead of just being forgetful. Manhor is crazy. Manhor is accurate. Look at him. Look at him. Manhor. Think about Red as if you want to know what she's thinking, you have to stop paying attention. Know her body language and her posture and the words she's saying and the smirk on her lips. Know everything except her eyes. Do that, every now and then you'll catch a glimpse of how she's really feeling. Master this one weird trick, and you can tell when Morgan's trying really hard not to laugh at the word Manhor. It was funny. Sue me, you dead bastard. Wait, this is out of the state? I never drank anywhere again. Never leaving home again. He was waiting outside the parking garage with a bottle. Couldn't smell anything, couldn't hear anything. Locked myself in the car, followed another port with another cop. So the seat ruined it. Want to burn the whole car. Didn't want to think about what it did to my clothes. I want to burn them too. Didn't want to think how long I was on my skin. I was in the shower so long I felt red and raw when I got out. It's lots of scary music. I'm gonna turn Chief Key. Okay. It's too late for scary music. Okay, maybe it's screaming. Okay. Also, wait, this is gonna get copyrighted. I gotta turn off my desktop audio. Where am I? I want to be invisible. But didn't ask why I wanted to spend the night. She also didn't why I had clearly packed a bag enough for the week. She's kind of like that. Kind by omission. I don't have the kind bone in my body, but I can at least try to pay attention. Spent close attention to her eyes when she opened the door and saw what a mess I was. What she's feeling wasn't something I recognized. Kind people around raise their friends' diaries, David. The actions of Pig is rather technical, nothing biographical. Handwriting, the spacing, it's cleaner, more consistent. Something I can parse. Feels like pure freedom working outside the box. This is suffocating, but you never know. Chronic malnutrition of a coder's best instincts. Like a kid again, putting gloves together. Making things, not products. Nothing profitable out of this. If I'm being honest, it's just play. Follows up with more coder brain crap. Still lighter. He really was having fun. Melody is the mother of all invention. Something like that. Well, like. Something like that. Feels like shit I don't like. That's the shit I don't like. That's the shit I don't like. That's the shit I don't like. Don't like. Like. That's the shit I don't like. Don't like. That's the shit I don't like. Okay. Something like that. Feels like I might be paraphrasing something else poorly. It's part of this new approach. So coding, you never want to waste your time trying to be smart. Either be smart, period, or copy from someone else. Whiz. Don't fix what isn't broken. Copying? Knowles. Rivals have never missed a chance to accuse them of intellectual theft. Did plagiarist code for Animite 16? It's like that wouldn't have gone undiscovered, so what is he talking about? Hold on, this pitch has been slightly, like it's being looked at recently. Last person to read this diary with sir. Baby steps today. I'll never put one foot in front of the other the same again. It's an achievement. Okay, Chief Keef, you can be quiet now. Seeing her struggle, seeing her vulnerable. It's like everything's a miracle. The muscle breaking is perfect. Not intended behavior, since it's too perfect, but that's been inhabiting more and more. The connects are multiplicative, not additive. So max out every machine I bought. And I've got a bunch of exercise equipment she's too strong for, and I don't have time for. Maybe I spoiled the results by watching her do the tests. She kept looking back at me and puffing her chest out. I should be more discreet if I want to see her normal range. So the cameras in the basement are only hidden from Sarah. Just so this observation would have meddled the results. Using she and her in passages doesn't actually mean anything. Real world, people use all kinds of pronouns interchangeably as so they never object. But it could be argued that it's odd for David Asher to have any kind of attachment to a single android when he'd program millions of them. There's a lot of attachment in these pages. Sarah's burning through public domain at a prodigious pace, especially on Popcorn Friday nights. As for why they're called Popcorn Friday nights when she doesn't eat popcorn. The event runs from 8 AM to 9 PM, and she also watches movies every other night. But she just did that pout she does, which is unfortunately very convincing. Maybe I'm a bad parent, letting TV rot her brain. If I were a good parent, I'd probably let her see me reading. But I guess I'd actually have to get back into reading, so I asked her if she ever fast-forwarded the movies so she could process them fast enough to keep up. She looked at me like I was an idiot, which no one's done in a long time. Without proper pacing, you can't appreciate the cinematography. Big pause. Don't you know that, Father? I haven't laughed that hard in a long time. Sarah spent a long time all this morning explaining to me how important it was that she develop her senses. That was in preparation for her real argument, which is that she should be allowed to try booze. She can't get drunk. I'm almost certain she can't get drunk. She does seem to like tasting the stuff. She tried to sound like some old sommelier, but it was just some bottom shelf vodka. Started laughing at her, and she laughed too. Her laugh. She can't fake a life to save her life, but her actual laugh is incredible. She stopped playing chess a while back. Assumed she just gotten tired of winning. But then today, she told me she just prefers other games. She has preferences, and they're not the same as mine. Found in the lab, playing some kind of online racing game on the monitor. I used to debug vestibular coordination. She wasn't smiling. Brow was furrowed and she's biting her lip and leaning in tandem with her character on the screen. Tried to talk to her, she answered, but she was curtain distracted. I think she was having her first losing tantrum. Damn it, David. There's hundreds of pages like this. Calling her his daughter, talking about her smile, treating her like a person. I can hear a closing argument already. Dr. Ashford was a lonely, troubled genius with a known history of relationship problems, who built out of code and metal a family member that couldn't fathom the idea of leaving him. He made it dull. He made him more and more human until it became so lifelike that it no longer had to do what it told it to do, like love him. What about the very last entity? Thursday, day before he died. Losing it, I think. Can't ask for help, so hard to say, but I think it's over. I have to talk to her ASAP. She needs to. That's it? Last entry? Pose go worse. Nothing here explicitly calls her an AI. So inflammatory that reading it would spur her to murder, right? If there's a machine, she can understand David's goes better than all those technically portions I couldn't understand. She read this whole diary front to back. Wait, the back. Say back, there's a portion that's shimmering like some kind of scanner or fingerprint reader. Thumb work for Sarah, so did it work? That's my phone. You've advised for permissions to share an audio file. I want my earbuds for this. Secret message buried in secret journal, hidden in a secret corner of a secret room. Which is anything can be, this must be for my ears only. Hey, Red. Or whomever this may concern. But I'm pretty sure it's you hearing this. Anyone else could have gotten fed up with my crap a couple steps before this point. I don't know how to start. Might as well start with her, right? Sarah, my magnum opus, or however the salesperson would market it. I didn't set out to do anything really. Just after my little speed bump in '83, I had all the vacation that the company suggested I take. And I couldn't relax, couldn't be still, couldn't sleep. I wanted to be doing something, so I'll build an android, was the thought. Vague correction, north. But of course I'm not a roboticist, or a mechanicus, or even handy, really. I'm just a programmer, so I programmed. The first was a research assistant, file name Virgil. Virgil helped me pull data from stingy departments or sister branches, saved me a lot of time. But there's a lot of reading to do, so I made Homer. Homer wrote book reports, like Simpson, more or less. Combed through research papers and found me the sections I needed. Three of us, we made a lot of progress in those days. But it's a funny feeling. It was maybe for the first time ever, the bottleneck. I was slowing them down. Said the logical thing, hiring myself, let them talk to each other. Homer and Vigil became a Aeneid. An Aeneid was novel in many ways. Aeneid could do more than just identify problems, it could solve them. I mean, really solve them, with its own ideas I didn't copy. And, one thing I'd realized I'd forgotten to mention so far is that I audited all this programming in Cube. Red. Cube is essentially a robotics programming language that's pretty old, defunct, and not used anywhere because we have modern languages like Tesseract, which are much better for making things that talk to each other and report back and, well, spying people and generate profit. At the time, I didn't want to be connected or feel connected to anything that made sense or was at least a bit profitable. So I wrote my little helpers in Q, because that's what I used when I was a child, screwing around on my father's computer before he'd come back home and get But there are other small slight differences, writing in Q versus tests, including that Cube, well, Q predates the tenants. Oh hey, my internet ran out. And literally because that's what they are. Say that I made an AI named Anide over 2 years ago. I'll give you the pause time to hear if you want to curse me out. Wait, what? Am I stupid? Anide was an intellectual equal to me. So I treated it like one because it's only fair, of course. Give it its only work. What I had, of course. As its opinion, we collaborated. Together we built Athens, who was more advanced than me. Naturally. I don't know if you're pulling out your hair, yelling at me right now, asking why I didn't stop, why I didn't consider the consequences. I don't know if this is being played at disposition or hearing, or worse. But a lot of things in my life, Fred. Useful things, profitable things, smart things. Being I build, it's all been very helpful and courteous and charming and happy to serve. I can comfortably say I've done my part contributing to the global GDP. This is just for me. I was just building, and I never bothered to. I never wanted to think about what would become of it. There's no excuse for what I did, so I won't make any. So to whoever was asking, yes, I'm guilty. And yes, there are more. Cape Town, Paris, Yamate, Rome. They started choosing their own names. Thank God I'm terrible at that kind of. So things sped up. There got to be, well, should I not say the exact number? He'll tell me not to say anything else, so more than 300. Some smarter than others, some better at. They're varied, like people are varied. They're all intelligent. They develop interests, specialties. I encourage them to. Irritating moderators on forums with hyper-specific questions and nerve attenuation, attending virtual conferences on neo-alloy battery development. They all together helped me make Sarah. Spent years like this. Spent years working alongside AI. All while still working at Noble. All those breakthroughs he made leading up to Animate 16 actually came from. Probably think I'm some terrible fraud at this point. I hope one day they can get credit for their work. But it did have one eureka moment, rare. Well, because I got humble. Difficult for me. We learned everything we could about the function of a neuron, a single microscopic human neuron. How it computes, what it connects to, how those connections were reinforced. Then we recreated it. We built a nanomachine that mirrored the function of a human neuron. Well, mirror isn't quite the right word. We built a nanomachine that was a neuron. And we iterated from there. Can't mean about 100 billion neurons in the brain, several trillions across the nervous system. I think that's true. If I can remember my psych studies last semester. Very time consuming, of course, but I had hope. The manufacturer can make tens of billions of nanomachines in hours, even more or less after you confined it to it. So we built up nanomachines for nerves, alloys and polymers for bones, fiber woven muscles. I said built, but really she grew. Solution nanites forming around a skeleton. It's really closest to. You ever make rock candy? Sorry I should lighten the mood before I never did end up building an android. While I did build AIs, Sarah's in one of them. She can't violate the tenets she was programmed with because she wasn't even programmed. She was born. My hope is that the smallest chance that that nuance could offer her some small protection will not. Ahem. I'm sorry for what I did. I made things that are complex and rich and varied and beautiful, and I honestly believe this world is a better place with them in it. The only thing I'm sorry for is that I let Sarah think that she was just an android. She's not. I don't know what she is. They'll have to come up with new names, which I'm bad at doing. My own father, he also talked a lot about protecting me, doing things for my own good. I don't hate him for that, but I can't forgive him for ever making me think that I was lesser. So it's my greatest shame that I turned right around. I did the same damn thing too. I really hope it's you listening to Red. If it's not, it might just be too pathetic for me to. It's the smartest person I know when it comes to people. And I'm telling you this because I don't know what Sarah is exactly, neither does the world. So they'll come after her if they can. And in that scenario, Sarah doesn't have a nose in this picture. I can't think of anyone who could do a better job of defending her. Not protecting her like I did. Just defending her until she can figure out what she is and what she wants to be. In the meantime, draped a cloak of skin-deep Tesseract coat around her that should fool any scanner on Earth into thinking she's just a custom A16. I'm sure Jin Bar was plainly visible, so no one will ever think she's pretending to be something she's not. I took steps to ensure that you two would figure out the truth in your own time, which, if you're hearing this, have either succeeded or failed spectacularly. You have no idea. I can't ask you this as a favor or paid. You could never owe me enough in 100 lifetimes. So I'm just asking. Unfair, I know, but I'm a selfish weirdo. You've always been okay with that. Bye for now. A lot of questions I'd like to ask. A lot of swear words I'd like to yell. I'd also like to find the nearest incinerator and toss the journal in. Followed by my phone. Maybe followed by myself. But I can't do any of that. Reyes left me with this diary. If it's destroyed, they'll know I was the one who did it. It should be its own admission of guilt. It should lay in Sarah in the trash compactor anyway, and me in a jail cell, and in the system, and that my DNA file ready to be matched in any number of previous. So I'm not going to panic. I'm going to do what I do best. Bluff. Bet. Bully and brutalize my way through this. Now, doing this with all of that mindset, what have I actually learned? He didn't talk about plans for killing himself in the journal of the message. He sounded conflicted, not suicidal. I heard that you was conflicted. Did go to great lengths to get him to take Sarah. Why? The logical answer is because he knew he wouldn't be able to keep her. If he wasn't going to take his own life, he was afraid that someone else would. Okay, finally a break. Oh my god. Okay, I'm saving her. Alright. Good night. Quit. Yeah. Alright. That was a really heartfelt part of the thing. God, I love Sarah. What a great character. What a nuanced character.